Hi and welcome to The Scene. I'm James Farnan, and this week we're on the streets of Fernie at Clawhammer Letterpress and Gallery. We're going to meet Mike. Now Mike's revived an ancient art form, and today we're going to print some stuff. Hi.
James, welcome.
First of all, what are you guys doing here?
Well, we use historic equipment to print pretty much anything you need in a historic process. So pretty much from the time of Gutenberg until about 1950, that's the era that we embrace that process.
And for those that aren't too familiar with Gutenberg, how old are we talking here? How old is this process?
Mid 1400s or so. It's about a 500-year span, so it's quite a long time.
And how do you get your hands on some of this equipment that's obviously very old?
Yeah, well, it comes from just about everywhere. You know, most small towns at the turn of the century, and I mean the last century, had 2 or 3 small print shops and a newspaper. So at some point, when the technology changed in the mid 1950s or so, the equipment just got pushed into a corner or chucked. And so where it's got pushed into a corner, sometimes you can unearth these little stashes of printing equipment.
And what are some of the products that you get out of this process?
We can do pretty much anything. We do posters, we can do wedding invitations, business cards, special occasion things. We do woodblock prints, and coasters are some of the more popular ones. There are certain things that make a lot of sense to do with the letterpress, things where you want to stand out and be a little bit different from the crowd, and wedding invitations is certainly a place that would make sense. Musicians looking for a unique poster. We can even do things like CD covers, and we're working on some vinyl album covers right now too.
This almost looks like a tractor. Tell me how this machine works. I mean, it looks like a wheel to me. What's going on?
Yeah, well, there's a couple of parts. I mean, for any kind of printing in this style, you need a couple of things. You need paper, you need pressure, you need ink. So this machine provides those things. So at the top here, we have 3 rollers. And what they do is they pick up ink. This disc at the top is sort of like a reservoir for the ink, and so it spreads a really thin layer of ink on there. And when we turn the press, you can see the rollers would pick up ink at the top there and then roll down over the front of the press. Now anything that you're printing will be clamped into this flat surface here, and then the paper that you're printing on will go on this side here. And then as the press goes closed, it rejuvenates the ink again. So essentially this is the process over and over again, just going around and around.
Okay, so we've got something to do here today. You're going to let me have a shot at this and see how I go?
Yep.
Alrighty, let's give it a go.
Sounds good. So before we can print anything, we have to get the form, it's called, the letters that we're going to print, or the block that we're going to print, and put it together. Because one of Gutenberg's innovations was, it's called a sort. So every letter's on its own block. It's called movable type. And so each one of the drawers that we have here has a different typeface in it. And we have about 250 different ones. You do custom jobs for people. Is it hard? Because most people probably don't really understand how this process works. Is it hard for you to kind of explain the design to them, or do they already know what they want? It depends. Many people have an idea what they want, but lots of people, because they don't understand the process, just say do what you do, which is kind of a nice change too, because that allows us to really do what we do best.
found it? Are you happy with how things have gone so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's a new business and a new industry, and so there's some growing pains for sure, but most of it is just finding out what works and what doesn't, and so it's a constant learning process. I had a sense that it would be interesting to have a place where people could see the process in action. I didn't really know how that would grow into a thing though, and so it's been interesting to be part of, you know, doing something different.
Well, there you have it, the finished product. And Mike, I've learned a few things today. It's an involved process, a lot more involved than I thought, and it's hard on the arm.
Yeah, it does. It builds up the muscle pretty good.
Now, you're open to the public. People can come in and see what's going on here, is that right?
Yeah, we're open 6 days a week.
And if people want to check you out online, there's a website?
Yeah, our website is clawhammer.ca. Easy to find your way.
There you go. Thanks for joining us on the scene.
Thanks, James.